Hi everyone, live from Ben Yehuda Street in Jerusalem. I'm going to relate over some words from Shabbat, Parshat Vayeshev, which is going to be this Shabbat coming. Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. So interesting story. We here with regards to Yehuda and Tamar and a case of embarrassing someone in public. So friends, what we're talking about inside the Torah this Shabbat exactly. So we know the story that Yehuda had two sons and they were married at different times to Tamar, was to be his daughter-in-law. One of them passed away and then married through the laws of Yibum, something called the Yibum, to the other son. However, both of them had passed away, and Tamar was obligated from Torah law to get married to the third child, to the next of kin from this relationship. And at that stage she didn't, for one reason or another. It was actually Yehudah, who was her father-in-law, was potentially viable to marry her at that stage in time. However, he didn't get married to her at that stage in time. And one evening he went out and he went and had a relationship with a woman who was covered, and that happened to be Tamar itself. However, little did it be known, several months later, it came out that Tamar was pregnant. And they all said, "What's going on? How can she be pregnant? She didn't get married to the next in line in the Yibum and face a capital punishment potentially, according to the Bet Din." So she was in huge trouble. So she came out and she was going to face the capital punishment in front of everybody, in front of the throngs of Israel is related. And she had 3 items with her, and it was 3 items which Yehuda had given her when they were going to have the relationship at that stage in time. He gave 3 different items. So she didn't want to embarrass Yehuda in public and say, "No, it was you who you're meant to get potentially married to me. It was you that I was with." He didn't want to embarrass in public. So she said, "These 3 items that the man gave me is a person, the father of these children that I'm pregnant with at this stage in time." So obviously he admitted that it was him, and that he was the father of the children, and that spared her naturally from the capital punishment and everything else. And they gave birth to the seeds of the Mashiach, potentially, to the 2 twins, to Zerach and Peretz. So it's interesting. The Gemara in Sota in Daf Yud, page number 10, actually relates over that it's better to throw throw himself in a fiery furnace than embarrass someone else in public. That's how bad embarrassing someone in public is. What a great avera it is at that stage in time. And that we learn from the story of Yehuda and Tamar over here. And very interesting story, friends, I can relate over, was if someone is embarrassed in public and they keep quiet afterwards, the Rabbanim have said that someone can actually daven, pray for whatever they want and see a salvation in that respective thing. So for example, friends, there was a famous story said over there that there was a couple, they couldn't have children for many, many years. And as they couldn't have children, they went to the rabbi and said, "Can you give us advice what we can do with regards to this? It was so devastating, so many years they couldn't have their children." So the rabbi said, "We've tried everything. You've come to me so many times, I've given you brachot, but there is one thing you can do. Next time you see someone you get embarrassed very badly in public or someone else, and the person doesn't answer back, then get a bracha of that person. You get a bracha from that person. The potency of that bracha, respectively, is second to none." So one time, several weeks later, this couple, they were at a wedding, at a feast, and they saw someone embarrassing someone else in public in front of everybody. Really, really humiliating way. And the guy kept quiet. And then, wow, the husband, the couple said, "Jackpot, we found the person." So they ran to the person, they got a bracha and begged the person, "Give us a bracha with your full heart," and everything else. And a man gave a bracha, and then, little did they know, 9 months later, she gave birth, Baruch Hashem. Whether it was twins or not, whatever it might be, I'm not too sure. I don't want to make the story more glamorous than I know the story or not. But yeah, Baruch Hashem, she gave birth at the end. That's the power of the tefillot, basically, of someone that gets embarrassed. Another case, there was once a kid that was bullied in school very badly. It was going on for a long time, and every time he was walking home from school, he was muttering words to himself. So one of the teachers must have thought he could have been cursing the students or whatever it might have been. So they asked the kid the next day, "What were you saying? You were whispering something to yourself the whole way back on the house." to this kid that was suffering from the bullying. So he says, I wasn't saying anything bad about any other people. I was praying. So he said, why were you praying? So he says, the tefillot, the prayers of someone that has been embarrassed or bullied, or it might be, has a very great amount of potency. And then you can daven whatever you want. So that's how powerful it is. One is embarrassed, and might be in public or whatever it might be, or even in private, if they can keep quiet at that stage in time and daven and pray. That's got the potency. Guys, I want to wish you all an awesome week. I leave you with some sensational scenes of Ben Yehuda Street over here. You can see the tram coming. It's nothing like being here in Israel. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye.